Good morning, everybody. It's Lynn, the leather bag lady. How are you all today? It's Thursday morning. I didn't speak to you yesterday. Sorry, the day kind of got away from me. I had a little thing happen. I'll tell you about it later, and hopefully I'll remember. I tell you I'm going to say something, and then I forget. Because my brain's all over the place these days, thanks to a very lovely man in my life. So there you go. Anyway, bag today. I was looking for my little black dress, as every girl should have. And I looked for them a couple of weeks ago and I couldn't find them and I couldn't be bothered. So I have a bunch of tubs in my bag room that are on the top of my storage shelving units. So I pulled them all down and I found a whole tub of messenger bags. I told you, I have shit everywhere. But there's some really nice vintage ones in there. So today's bag is a beautiful fabric fossil pre-early 2000s messenger bag. And here it is. Now, might not be everybody's cup of tea. It's like a velvet kind of chenille. You can see it moving. It's just really cool. And I figured, summer's just started, so forgive me for talking about back to school already. But hey, when you've got shipping involved and you maybe need to budget your money or whatever, maybe buying a few bits and pieces at the beginning of the summer will help you out, because then you're not trying to look for it all come September time or mid-August. So this is a fabulous, there's your fossil plaque. There is, excuse the squeak, it's my washing machine. There's a slip pocket, or like a magnetic pocket, and it's got this really pretty floral cotton interior lining. The front is just, you lift, it's got two buttons here, but it's just a single magnet in the middle. Let's flip that back, and you have a zippered pocket, another magnetic pocket, and then you have the interior. There again is another fossil plaque. You have a zipper pocket. There is a very small foam pouch, which again dates it, and another slip pocket. Now there is a little bit of a mark, if you can see it, just here and here. Everything has been cleaned. Every one of my bags is professionally cleaned and ready for whoever wants to give it its next chapter in its life. But I just love this really cute pink fabric. Kind of feminizes it a little bit, but there's pockets on the ends. There we go. And that is it. It's a beautiful bag. The strap is like 28 inches. It's really lengthy. You can shorten it. I always put my straps on the very longest hole or whatever you want to use. I've added a fossil key on a little bit of a leather string. I might need to put a bit of moisturizer on that. That's very dry. But that wasn't original with the bag, but I added it because why not? I can. And there you go. So that is today's bag. It's got a nice gusset on the bottom. It's an excellent shape. Just that little bit of stain or mark or whatever it is inside. But other than that, it's a beautiful bag. Very retro. Very back to school when that time comes. So that has been listed this morning. So yesterday's bag I will show you now. Again, in that same tote. I've had this bag for a long time. It's not leather. It is a very smooth nylon material. I love it because it's so 60s. It's a very bowling bag shape. And the two colors, this aubergine and this mustard, they're just fabulous together. Now, the brand is called Yubi. I can't find anything. I have a feeling it's maybe a Korean brand or something like that. There's the tag, Yubi. It's just a really sharp bag. It's got 2 zippers. The strap drop, I think, is 6 inches. So doesn't it look like one of those bags that you would see in the 60s, either on a plane or on a train or somewhere? I really like it. I really, really like it. Let's see what it's got inside. It is kind of a 90s bag. I mean, look how tiny that foam pouch is. And a slip pocket. So it has been it's an homage to the 60s. It's not a 60s bag. There are some creases in the fabric just because it's been stored for so long. There is an exterior pocket right there with a magnet. I just love it. It's so unique. If you've been following me for a while, you know how I feel about wearing stuff that everybody else has. You will never find me buying clothes at Costco. You will never find me. That's why I love thrifting everything, because it's always a one-off. But no disrespect to anybody who likes to just go and have the convenience of picking up something, you know, at Winners, or even Winners is okay, because it's not like they don't have like 100 of everything. You go to Costco and there's like 500 pairs of pants on the table, and then everybody in your neighborhood's got the same pants. Nah, not me. Anyway, so that was yesterday's bag. And now, Renee, for you, here's the little Roots bag that you liked. Now, Renee made a purchase from my .com, and for some reason, the bag had sold and it hadn't been removed from my stock. So poor Renee purchased the bag and it had already gone. So I had to apologize profusely, and she liked this little guy, and we'll just maybe swap it out. So there's your strap. It is adjustable and it is removable, and it's just a really cute little Roots. It's kind of borderline vintage. I didn't put it on Etsy because I wasn't 100% sure. And there's your little Roots stamp at the bottom. Probably could have got away with it, but I don't like to push my luck with Etsy. I mean, I know things have really slowed down for me with Etsy, but I still really enjoy the platform, and I don't intend to leave it. So that's that. It's very gray. You weren't sure if it was a greeny tone, but it's gray and black. So that's for you, Renee. Just let me know and I'll put it in your box. Your box is right here, open and waiting to go. So, yeah, so I'm still getting used to the Shopify. I've had a couple of customers on my .com, but to be honest, my head's kind of in the clouds, as you know, at the moment. So, hence my slow videos and my days off and all the rest of it. But I wanted to share something with you. 8 years ago, or 2011, I took a job at a retirement home in my community here in Ancaster, Hamilton. And I was there for 4 years, and I absolutely loved the job. I ended up having a little wobble with some depression again. I suffer from that. Full disclosure, it's just life. And I took some time off, and unfortunately they did not treat me very well, and basically forced me out of my job. I could have argued it, but to be honest, I didn't have the energy after having gone back to work after taking a bit of a leave of absence to kind of deal with some of the issues. However, one of the residents at Carrington Place was my absolute favorite lady in the world, and I went to visit her a few times after I left, but I wasn't made to feel very welcome, so I didn't go very often, and I would have to kind of pick and choose my times when the regular staff weren't there. And just we've all been there with jobs or relationships or whatever, where it's easier just to walk away. So when I worked there 2011, my Mrs. Carson was already 90 years old. So, actually, no, she probably would have been 89 years old. She was about to turn 90 years old. And I think of her often because she was a firecracker, is a firecracker. And yesterday, my washing machine, sorry if you can hear it, I was on Facebook, and I have no idea why this presented itself to me. I'm not a real believer of, well, karma, yes. So maybe, I don't know. But there is this posting from Carrington Place of Mrs. Carson and several other residents for their birthdays. I have never had a post from Carrington Place before. I don't follow them. I've never seen them in my news feed in the whole time, the 8 years since I left there. And there's Mrs. Carson's face. She's turning 100. So you bet your sweet ass I went to visit her yesterday. She didn't really remember me, but she was still talking about just stuff, her family. And she actually, if you're familiar with our area, her family, her husband and she and her children were the last family to mill flour out of the Ancaster Mill, which is now a very swanky restaurant. Her husband ended up with a mink farm. He did not want a regular job. He had educated as an engineer, but he just didn't want to follow that path. Her father came to Canada as a engineer for Singer sewing machines, one of the first Singer employees here in Canada. Just an amazing, amazing story. So, and she said to me, I was trying to remind her of all the flirting she used to do when I would take the residents out for coffee. And she said, if you can't flirt, what's the point in living? And I thought, 100 years old. If you can't flirt, what's the point in living? And you know what? Well, it's just amazing. Just amazing. So, get out there. Our time. Our time. Anybody out there who has not heard me talk about our time? Dating site for 50 plus people. I met Pius on there. Bruce met his lady on there, which I haven't seen Bruce, but it must be going well. They're still together. And I know quite a few people who have used this website, and I'm not representing them in any other way other than to tell you, when you meet the right person, and I never thought it was going to happen to me. I wasn't interested. I wasn't looking for a relationship. I just wanted some companionship on the weekends, someone to go for dinner, go to a movie, go to a festival, whatever. And boy, that's not what I got. And I am loving every minute of it. I've lost 7 pounds. 7 pounds! Who loses weight in a relationship? Usually you gain weight. But I was pity eating. I was drinking too much because I was bored. And I'm not doing any of that now. And loving life. Loving life, everybody. So just a little, I know, wow, I'm going on and on and on about it. But I'm telling you, I've never experienced this before in my life. And I've been married twice. And you hear about it in all the country songs, and you hear about it and you just think, well, that's like a load of crap. Well, I'm telling you, it isn't. And if you're settling, don't. Nobody's perfect. There's always something you're going to have to decide whether or not that can work for you or not. But on the whole, I don't know. I haven't introduced him to anybody yet because you know what? I'm enjoying this myself before anybody decides to shit all over it. Because let's face it, I've been out of my marriage for 17 years and I've dated a lot of people. And I've had 2 relationships in that 17 years, one of which just ended in January with Bruce. And I wanted that to work so bad, but I just knew it wasn't right. And boy, it wasn't right because this one is. So anyway, if you've turned me off by now, I don't care. Anyway, everybody, have a great rest of the day. It is a beauty day out there, Leatherbag Lady Weather Report. The sky is as blue can be. I've been to the gym. I got a haircut yesterday. I don't know. I'm trying not to wait for the other shoe to drop because I don't want to have that attitude, but I don't know. Can it get any better? I'm not sure. Have a great day, everybody. The bags are listed. Renee let me know about the Roots bag, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.